Well, hello and welcome everybody. Kamoya Benjamin here. I identify as a peak performance coach, and what that means is that I come alongside individuals and teams and really help them to develop the mindset and the skill set so that they can deploy themselves in optimum ways to create whatever it is that they require, whether it's more impact, more income, more assertiveness, more decisiveness, more confidence, hey, whatever more represents. It's a skill set and a mindset game. And I'm in those conversations supporting teams and leaders. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about fear, framing fear. Fear is a powerful emotion, and it's important for us to know how to channel the power of this emotion. And that comes with understanding it. In today's series, I'm going to be talking about framing fear. Now, a while back, I did a really great job in teaching this concept about framing fear. And today, I want us to specifically cover three things. It's going to be a recording that I did not so long ago, but I want us to really unpack several things. Number one, what is fear? Would like for you to come out of these few minutes that we have together having understood what is fear. Number two, what is the role of fear in our lives? What is the role of fear in our lives? I'd like for you to come out with two very important things. And number three is how do we live? How do we develop fear? How do we create fear in our lives? How do we grow our fears? What are the things that we fear and how do we exactly come to fear those things? All this in a way to help us understand, number one, what is fear and frame it so that we know how to navigate it. This is a pre-recording, but as soon as you start watching it, you're going to forget that it's not even live. You're going to be diving into it and understanding what I'm sharing with you. Tune in. I'll see you at the end of this teaching. Be well. So, what is fear? We know very well that fear is a natural emotion. It is triggered by a perceived threat. Every time we perceive that something is a threat, we feel fear. And this natural emotion is a cocktail of chemicals and emotional charge that is released into your body to alert you of a threat. Hello, there's a threat. And that is the purpose of fear. And it impels action through the agency of the muscular system to implement one of three commands: fight, flight, or freeze. Fear is what you feel when you sense a threat. Now, for the purposes of this journey, I want us to talk about the fact that we're not discussing phobias here. We're not discussing, mental unwellness. That's not the purpose of this conversation. The purpose of this conversation is that you are full, you are whole. You do not need any medical attention and assistance. You are full and whole and seeking to move forward in your goals, and fear grips you. That's the conversation we're having. The fear is just that natural emotion. It's triggered by a perceived threat. And the purpose of that threat is to warn you. The purpose of the fear is to warn you that there's a threat. And it's going to be implemented through one of these three things. Think about this. If you look at this image, is it safe? What this person is doing? Feet are dangling 10 or 15 floors up on the building. Is it safe? Like me, maybe most of you would say no. And when you're at that moment, there is something you feel. And it's that conscious awareness that you are at risk. It's that consciousness of, this is not safe. That is what fear is. And when we're in the path of creating our dreams, our goals, I want you to remember that ultimately that is what fear is. It is the awareness of a threat. We'll talk about how we learn fear, but let's stay on this a little bit more. Think about when you're standing on top of a building like this gentleman is. You're standing right at the middle of the building. If it's a circular top building, think about that. This is a building and this is the top floor. And these are the edges of the building, right? If you're standing right here in the center, You might feel a little bit worried that, oh my goodness, I am so way up high here in the building. I don't want to fall off. You're conscious of the fact that you could fall. But you haven't felt the fear really. You're just conscious that, my goodness, wait a minute. I need to check. And what your body does, it begins to calculate several things. If you're 30 floors up, it begins to calculate the wind speed. It tells you you're not safe here. The wind you could be blown off. It also looks at the surface of the ground. Is it loose chipping? Is it slippery? Is there water? Your information is coming to you. The information is coming to your mind in so many ways, so fast. And it's helping you make assessment of, is it safe? But you've got your buddy over here who doesn't fear heights. And they're calling you, my goodness, come on, come, let's see what's over there. And you're moving closer. And the more you move closer, everything within you begins to alert you that it's not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe. Fear is the conscious awareness of a threat. And like this gentleman or lady, whatever that is, this is not a big issue for them. They probably have navigated the fear of heights. But the main question is it safe? Am I safe? If I was to come and find you at the top of this building and tell you, hey, don't worry, Jane. It's okay, James. Here's a backpack. This is a parachute. Should anything happen, you're going to jump off. Maybe you might feel secure a little bit. That, hey, should anything happen, I think I can pull the chute and I'm going to land safely. So fear really in itself, at the very first instance we're having this conversation, is that fear is just a conscious awareness of a threat. And so if you're going to forge forward, whether you're trying to start a business, whether you're thinking about getting married, the one message that fear has for you, the one big question that fear has for you is, are you sure? Are you sure? Because as far as you're concerned, everything within you is telling you based on the calculations that this is not safe. There's a threat here. You could fall. You could die. You could lose your business. You could lose your house. This could happen. And it's not a good thing. And I'm here to protect you. Are you sure? That is the first thing you need to become conscious of if you're going to frame fear. That fear as a threat. Fear recognizes a threat. It's not a threat to you. It recognizes a threat. But if you think about how fear works, fear takes over your system. Fear hijacks your system. Science will teach us a little bit more on this when it's talking to us about the amygdala, what they call the reptilian brain. That there's that part within your brain, if you just kind of open your arm like this, put this finger inside here and then lock it. This is the prefrontal cortex. This is your thinking brain. Yeah. But if you open inside there, you're going to find the emotional brain, and it's connected to the spinal cord. And this sends messages very quickly. There's not time to think about it. It's already been coded, programmed that this is a threat. And when we see a threat, what do? We fight, we flight, or we freeze. There's no time to process it. But if you're really thinking about building a business and taking whatever that decision is in the direction of your dreams, that next step, and you feel fear, I want you to know this thing. It's not your enemy. It's there to serve you. It's just the consciousness of a threat, and it's seeking your attention. And if you don't step in and decide what needs to happen, even in the face of fear, you won't sign that contract. You won't take that next step. You won't say yes to that client. You won't approach that girl for the date. You will not confront the misbehaving boss. You will not ask for a raise in your organization. You will remain where you are, stepping back into safety. And that's not what I want for you. So here's the first big message. fear is your friend. The same way you may have seen people who keep a dog, and a dog is there to bark. A dog is there to say, woof, woof. Stranger, I don't know this person. This is not safe. They could be coming to rob the house. They could be coming to harm my people. Woof, woof. I am at your service. You see that dog right there? That's fear. That's fear. It's there to serve you. It's there to serve you. Let that sink in. Fear is your friend. It is not your enemy. Fear is an amber light. You see, when you see the traffic, green always says go. And I would love life green all the time. But I do have moments when the amber light comes on. But when I learned this, it really served me, because fear is not a red light. Red means stop. Green means go. Step on the gas. But amber means proceed with caution. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but when we get to the second part of this video, which is facing fear, part of facing fear will actually be for us to sit with fear and decode the message. But you've got to understand first that fear is not a red light. It's not to say stop, but when it behaves, when fear is upon us, it actually literally holds us back. It acts as a red light. The meaning we make of it is that it is not safe. What happens when you're just walking outside, just taking a breeze outside somebody's gate? You don't know that they've got a German Shepherd there. You're minding your business. You're thinking about the supper you ate and how it was so sweet. And then, roof! Boom! What do? You pounce. Your heart starts to beat. Boom, boom, boom. Think about that physiological reaction. Your heart beats. Everything in your system is go. Run away. Run as fast as you can. Everything about fear in itself kind of wants to stop you in your tracks. It is such an intense emotion. It doesn't want you to move forward in the direction of the danger. It's an intense emotion. And so when we think that fear is an amber light that requires us to proceed, if we will, with caution. Like just when you're driving and you see the amber light going on, you slam the brakes a little bit and you look left and you look right and you look at the roundabout. Is there anybody coming? No. I can proceed. It doesn't say stop. So fear is your friend. That's the first big message that I'm sharing here for us to frame fear. It's here to serve you. Let's go a little bit more. I want to take more. This idea that fear is a loyal friend ready to keep you safe at all times is the first thing that I want you to put in your conscious awareness. Fear is my friend. And so when I feel it, I face it. We'll get to part 2 when we talk about the steps, the question. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I hope that you picked up an insight and awareness, wisdom that's going to help you navigate your next steps, even as you create your goals, dreams, and show up at peak performance. I'd like for you to leave a comment and let me know what exactly spoke to you. And join me tomorrow for another session on peak performance secrets. I'm still talking about fear. Blessings, be well, and bye for now.